So he says, we almost through. Perhaps the best thing for all of me, perhaps the best thing of all for me is to remember that my serenity is inversely proportional to my acceptance. The higher my acceptance of Max and other people are, the lower is my serenity. Why? Because people let us down. People fail us. People disappoint us. People don't do what we want them to do. People are people. They are human. They're not God. And so as a result, because I have him up here, it put my serenity level down here. You know that? And he says, I can watch my serenity level rise when I discard my expectations. But then, there we go again. But then my rights. See, I got some rights today. You know what? I bring home a paycheck. They give me some rights. I'm clean. They give me some rights. Oh, y'all ain't use y'all rights? Huh? What was some of them you used? I'm daddy. That give me the right. I'm your husband. That give me the right. Huh? Then our rights kick in. I got some rights. Y'all do it here. We come in huddled out, beat up, broken down, and we willing to accept whatever y'all say and do. But as soon as I get on my feet and my rights kick in, oh, you can't talk to me that way. I ain't got to do it. Yeah. The rights kick back in.
Confidence.
He says, but then my rights try to move in, and they too can force my serenity level down. Because don't nobody really care. I'm figuring this one out. Don't nobody really care about my rights. They don't care. You know why? Because they live in their own life. And their life don't always consist or think of me first. We got to get with that. The world does not revolve around me. And you're struggling over there. Oh, you're tapping on the table. Sure. Oh, okay. And so he says, I have to discard my rights as well as my expectations by asking myself this big question. Here's a $1 million question right here. How important is it really? How important is it really that I be right? How important is it really that you do it the way I said do it?
It's not that important.
Huh? How important is it that I make you see you wrong? How important is it? Huh? It has, obviously it has to be greatly important because we spend so much time trying to prove we right and so much time trying to exercise our rights. Letting you know, I got some rights today. He says, but then my rights move in. He says, check this out. I can watch my serenity level rise when I discard my expectations. I'm doing good, but then my rights kick in. He says, how important is it compared to my serenity, my emotional sobriety? What does he mean, emotional sobriety?
Your emotions get away from you, and you kind of
Feelings get caught up.
kind of gets heady, and it's almost like being
True.
out
Well,
of control.
why would they even mention my emotional sobriety?
Because my disease is in my mind.
Yeah, emotion centered in the mind. Right?
It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Man, I have a feeling disease. And so, I have to stay clean physically, right? Which means I can't use. But at the same time, that if I don't stay clean emotionally, drunk.
But you're dealing with
I'm
emotions.
gonna get high.
No, you're dealing with emotions different. You're dealing with emotions sober. And
Huh?
I say you're dealing with your emotions sober.
Okay, what that mean?
Big
I
difference.
mean, there's a difference between.
I never had to deal with my emotions.
Well, the reality is this, that if I do not deal with my emotions, I'm going to get high. That's why they said sobriety. It's an emotional sobriety, because when my emotions get out of hand, what happens when I find myself emotionally unstable? Huh? You don't know how to handle it. We say, you know, emotionally. Emotionally, I put myself in a position to use. It's not physical first. You know that? It's probably, it's emotional first. We find ourselves emotionally unstable. And as a result, I go use. Because it was some feeling, some whatever going on in me that I did not handle correctly. You follow me? I did not share it. I did not tell somebody else how I was feeling. And for however long, it just got worse and worse and worse. And I went and used. So he says, how important is it compared to my serenity? Because if my serenity is not at a balance, then it's down here, ain't it? And what we have to learn how to do is to allow the pendulum. It does this, doesn't it? The pendulum always sways. There is never a time we're way over here and then we're way over here. You know what I'm saying? Hope what? I'll take that back. For us, it is that. It either is or it ain't. And what I have to learn how to do, is allow the pendulum to swing. Emotionally unstable, stable. And we doing this. Or either we either down or we up. Let's do that. And when it sway, and so I'm going to have to learn how to do this. Y'all literature talks about being buoyant. That means being able to bounce with the waves. And sometimes my pendulum is going to sway. Huh? Kind of like that slippery slope theory. He says emotionally. Emotional. And we get thrown off emotionally, don't we? And as a result of getting thrown off emotionally, we do and we say some things that we know we should not have said or done right. All based off of an emotion. This is how I feel. And the whole time not realizing that feeling was not real. It was real in how I felt, but it wasn't really. I felt that. That's how I felt. That was real. But in the end, I was realizing, that wasn't really that important. And I made a decision emotionally that cost me physically. He says, and when I place more value on my serenity and sobriety than on anything else, I can maintain them at a higher level, at least for the time being. Because you know what I found out about feelings? About feelings? Feelings change. And we can be feeling good one minute and find ourselves feeling bad the next. And we can be feeling bad one minute and feeling good the next. So the idea is if you're feeling good, that's going to pass.